When is enough enough? When? When do Jets fans just say, I've had enough? If you told me before the season started that the Jets would be 2-6 after 8 games, I would have laughed at you and called you crazy. If you told me after 8 games the Jets would be in last place in the AFC East, I would have laughed at you and called you crazy. If you told me that the Jets would fire Robert Saleh after a couple games and promote Jeff Ulbrich to head coach, I would have laughed at you and called you crazy. If you told me Nathaniel Hackett would lose play calling responsibilities to Todd Downing in 2024, I would have called you crazy. But here we are, the life of a Jets fan. All of those things are true. Todd Downing is our play caller. Jeff Ulbrich is our head coach. Robert Saleh was fired. The Jets are 2-6 and last place in the AFC East. This team is a disgrace. It's completely embarrassing. This team's incompetent. There's no discipline. Week after week, we shoot ourselves in the foot with penalties and mistakes. Dropping passes, false starts, neutral zone infraction, holding, negating big plays, and negating touchdowns. Complete misuse of personnel I've seen until week 8 of the season. Complete misuse. Breece Hall gets all the handoffs inside the 5. You have a power back in Braylon Allen. Against the Broncos, 1st and goal at the 1, run with Breece Hall, stuffed. 2nd and goal, run with Breece Hall, stuffed. 3rd and goal, you run a play action pass with Solomon Thomas running routes. Complete misuse of personnel. It took until week 8 for us to see Braylon Allen get multiple carries inside the 5-yard line. It took until week 8 for them to realize, hey, we have a power back on our team who runs downhill. Maybe he can put the ball in the end zone. Complete misuse of personnel. This team shoots themselves in the foot week after week. This team could have punched the ball in the end zone against the Bills and scored a touchdown, but we had a holding penalty. And then Greg Zuerlein misses the field goal. Greg Zuerlein has left 19 points on the board this season between field goals and PATs. 19. That's 6 missed field goals. He's 9 of 15 on field goals. 60%. Lowest in the NFL. So many points on the board. He left 4 points on the board against New England on Sunday. Those 4 points win the Jets the game. He left 3 points on the board against the Broncos. We lost by 1. Those 3 points win us the game. He left 6 points on the board against the Bills. The Jets lost by 3. Those 6 points win us the game. When does it end? He had the yips in preseason, in training camp. Missing kicks in preseason games. Missing kicks in practice. And here we are. Week 8 of the NFL season, after 6 missed field goals, now we're trying out kickers. It took this long for our coaching staff, for our front office to say, okay, we've had enough. The Jets could be 5-3 right now, but we're sitting at 2-6. The excuses of this team are insurmountable. Jeff Ulbrich doesn't regret going with Greg Zuerlein. You definitely do. With Greg Zuerlein not kicking those field goals, with a competent kicker kicking those field goals, you win those games. You do. You win those games. The Jets have 2 interceptions in 8 games. Second lowest in the NFL. 2 interceptions in 8 games. Second lowest, tied with the Jaguars. The lowest in the NFL are the Giants, Titans, and Browns with 1 interception. Is that good company? 2 interceptions, tied with the Jags. Only more than the Browns, Titans, and Giants. Everyone else has more than you. Is that good company for a projected top 3, top 5 defense that's currently ranked almost 20th defensively? Is that something Jets fans should be proud of? That Jets fans want to renew their season tickets? That Jets fans want to show up to games and support? It's an embarrassment. The amount of talent on this team to be this bad, it's inexcusable. It is. Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. Where's the leadership on offense? Devontae Adams comes in. We've lost 2 games now with Devontae Adams, 0-2. Why is he the one speaking up in meetings? because there's no leadership, there's no support for one another, there's no chemistry. The passion and fire and desire to win games is out the window. Woody Johnson fired his head coach for the first time as the owner midseason. First time he's fired his coach midseason, right before an important divisional game. And what did the Jets do? The Jets have now lost 3 games under Jeff Ulbrich. We have. It's just the truth. The expectations for this team were so much higher. And a loyal fan base like the Jets fans, deserve so much better. Jets fans were more invested emotionally than I've seen in years. It feels like Jets fans were more invested emotionally than Woody Johnson was financially. Every team in the NFL looks at the Jets right now and probably laughs. Unless you're like the Panthers or the Jaguars. The Jets are a bottom 5 team in the NFL right now. To have this much talent and to be this bad, it's inexcusable. It's an embarrassment. This falls directly on coaching. It falls directly on the front office and ownership. You get these kicking issues sorted out. You get this locker room culture sorted sooner. Maybe we have a different story today, but we don't. The only story I have today is that this is the same old Jets. The laughing stock of the NFL. Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith, Dan Orlovsky. All these guys just laughing at the Jets. The film is not something to be proud of. It's not. Sauce Gardner whiffing coverage. Sauce Gardner missing picks. Jets offensive line blocking one guy with 3 offensive linemen while the other one rushes in free and sacks Aaron Rodgers. Where's the fire? Where's the desire? Where's the passion for New York Jets football? Because it's gone. Right now we have none. Thursday night, the Jets are fighting for their lives. We lose, we're out. That's it. At the best, the Jets could go 10-7. 10-7 might not even be good enough for playoffs. It might not. If you want to guarantee playoffs right now, you have to win out. You have to. Can this Jets team win out? I don't think so. I don't. You just lost to the Patriots. The Patriots had their own head coach call them soft publicly. Called them soft. That's an embarrassment that you lost to them. They came out in the second half with a fire under their ass. And you came out flat. You got steamrolled in the second half, and you lost that football game. It's an embarrassment. It's inexcusable. We see the same old Jets week after week. Penalties, shooting ourselves in the foot, taking big plays and points off the board, missing field goals, missing PATs, miscues, miscommunications. Week after week. That falls on coaching. That falls on the front office. Week after week, same old Jets. It's for a team that had such high expectations, for Aaron Rodgers to come in here, Devontae Adams, Hassan Reddick shows up, 26 snaps, 2 pressures, 0 sacks. Where's the leadership on this team? Aaron Rodgers isn't a leader. He's not. He's not a leader. Where's the leadership? Devontae Adams comes in and he's speaking up in meetings that these guys aren't supporting each other. What does that tell you about the culture of the Jets? That it's dead. The Jets culture is dead. And the season is far from over for any other team. But the Jets are fighting for their lives this week when they shouldn't be. And that falls on the front office. And that falls on the coaching staff. The Jets culture is pathetic. There's no leaders. Quinnen Williams gets paid, gets a contract extension, gets his money, and disappears. He's got 2 sacks this season. Will McDonald has 3 times that. It's the truth. Hassan Reddick decides to show up after 7 games. He decides to come back. Puts up an absolute dud of a game, 2 pressures. This team is falling apart. We have no safety help. We don't. Jalen Mills comes in, rushes Jacoby Brissett for a sack, completely whiffs. Oh, and Sauce Gardner blew the coverage. Booty caught the ball at the 3-yard line. Blown coverage, missed sack. When do the miscommunications, when do these mistakes stop happening? That comes from a team that is poorly coached. Losing teams find ways to lose games. And the Jets are losers. It's an embarrassment. Thursday night, the Jets fight for their lives at home against the Texans. And it better not be the same old Jets.
I said I'm never going back, that's a fact, homie. How could you have it all and let it go to crap, homie?